Good morning, I'm Glenn Hasty with the Tega Cay Fire Department. I serve there as a fire chief. I'm here today this morning with Matt Hunt with Camp Canaan, who is a water safety instructor, and our firefighter Crystal Stevens, who is a water rescue tech. Today we're going to talk about life jacket safety and the importance of that to all of our families in our community. We appreciate the partnership of Camp Canaan, and we look forward to the rest of the day.
Hey, I'm Matt Hunt. I've been teaching lifeguarding courses for almost 8 years now. We're here at Camp Canaan where we have a beautiful pool. We've got a nice big lake that we just have put in last year, and we're right on the Catawba River. So water safety is really important to us while we try to keep our campers safe and have a fun time at the same time.
Water safety is also extremely important to Tega Cay Fire Department as well. That's actually why we decided to partner with Camp Canaan, and we have Matt here today so we could discuss a lot of different things that go on in our community. As you guys know, we have the Lake Wiley, which is what we would call flat water. We also have many different community pools as well as private pools in your residences. And we even have the Catawba River, which could turn into whitewater at times. So it's very important to know your environment, know the safe equipment to wear and use while you're out and about on the water, and just try to be as educational as possible to your friends and family around you so that we can have a safe summer. So today we're actually going to talk about life jackets, the different types, how to properly fit them, and that's why we have Matt here, because he's pretty much an expert in this. So he's going to help us out today as we go through each one, and we'll show you what it fits like on different body types and ages.
The U.S. Coast Guard has approved 5 different types of PFDs based on the activity that you're involved in on the water. A Type 1 PFD is considered an offshore life vest and is really great if you're going to be really far away from rescue and it's going to take a little time for someone to get to you. In a Type 1 PFD, if you go unresponsive, the PFD will roll you to your back so that you have an open airway in the water. A Type 2 PFD is typically the one that people buy as extras to stuff in their boat when they need that PFD count required by the state. They're orange, they sit over top of you, and they're considered a near-shore vest when rescue is still going to be fairly quick. A Type 3 PFD is considered a flotation aid and is recommended for users who are able to put themselves in a face-up position if they fall in the water or if they're near someone who's going to help rescue them. Type 4 PFD is considered a throwable device, and it's usually that little ring that you see sitting on the side of a dock or next to a pool that you grab and you throw to someone who's having a difficult time swimming. A Type 5 PFD is considered a specialty flotation device and is used only for the activity that it's designed for.
As Matt was talking about earlier, we went through the 5 different types of life jackets. What I have here right now, this is a Type 3, and as he was saying, the Type 3 is not meant for very active, strenuous activities on the water like whitewater rafting. This is more of a flotation aid so that you could still have a quick rescue if needed. It's also not going to protect you if you go unconscious. There's nothing there that's going to hold you up. You would have to be conscious while wearing this life jacket to be able to keep your head above the water. Now, before I even go putting this on someone, I'm going to first check the label. The label is usually going to be here on the back side. It could be up at the top or down at the bottom. Sometimes they will have it on the inside flat, but it's always going to be on the inside. So you want to check for that. And the life jackets are always going to be weight-based. So it might say youth, adult, infant, but really you want to go by the person's weight. So you can find the weight down here. It'll say user weight, and this one says 50 to 90 pounds. So I'll make sure that whoever's in this is at least 50 pounds, but not over 90 pounds. Because if they're over 90 pounds, this is not going to float them accurately the way it's supposed to be. Another thing that you want to look at is you want to make sure that it's U.S. Coast Guard approved. If it's not U.S. Coast Guard approved, then you're not really using a very safe life jacket. Even if it is U.S. Coast Guard approved, but you're not using it for the right reasons, it could still become an unsafe life jacket. So those are the 3 major things that you really want to check out before you even start to fit your life jacket.
With us, we have Sammy, and she's going to help show us how to put on a PFD properly. We have a Type 3 PFD that's fitted for Sammy's size, around 70 pounds. So we're going to start by putting it on just like a jacket. Once we have it on, we're going to buckle all 3 straps. And then tighten them all down. Now, we can tell a PFD is properly fitted by lifting up on the shoulder straps. Well, I think we need to make that a little tighter, Crystal.
Yeah, I think so. Now when you do tighten these down, sometimes it'll feel like it's a little uncomfortable, but as you get in the water, these straps will actually loosen. So you want to tighten them down as much as you can, but still be able to breathe. All right, now that's pretty snug. Are you still okay? You feel comfortable? All right, let's try again.
Much better. And here we have Avery, who's wearing another Type 3 PFD for the same weight limit, 50 to 90 pounds. This one adds an extra little strap that goes between the legs and buckles in the front. Now, each one has a different configuration of buckles, but they should be buckled and used according to the way the manufacturer intended for them to be used. Here, Crystal's added a little bit of a knot at the end, just to make sure that while she's swimming it doesn't loosen up. Sometimes when straps get wet and kids start sliding around in them, they can loosen up a little. So it's important to check them regularly to make sure that they're still fitted properly. Graham here is going to show us how to put on a puddle jumper. A puddle jumper is considered a Type 5 PFD, but can work as a Type 3 PFD when it's being worn properly. Again, read the labels and it will tell you what you can use it for. So with these puddle jumpers, the children slide their arms in, and then it's buckled in the back.
Turn around for me. There we go.
And tightened. Puddle jumpers are awesome, and they're a great innovation on the arm floaties that we as kids probably grew up wearing when we were in the pool. However, puddle jumpers are not designed for you to put on your child and then leave your child unattended. It's important that you're always with your children while they're in the water, even if they're wearing these puddle jumpers.
Another important thing to say about a puddle jumper is the strap that we just previously talked about. This puddle jumper does not have the strap to hold it on, so if your child were to put their hands over their head, it's very possible that this could come off.
Now, Bladen's going to help us see what happens when we put on a PFD, but it's not tightened down all the way. Let's hop in the water, Bladen. There you go. So the PFD looks like it's fitted right, but it's coming up too high. And if Bladen were to fall asleep while he's in the water and go unresponsive, we can see where that PFD would sit.
Or jump around too much.
Yeah.
Kids are always all over the place, and this is, as you can see, this is pretty high up on him. All right, so let's fix this. All right, so we have Bladen's life jacket adjusted properly. Sometimes you can have it adjusted properly when it's dry and you think everything's good and you do your test, but then when you go in the water, it'll actually loosen up a little bit. So sometimes you can just let your kid get in the water, get the life jacket a little bit wet, and then actually tighten it back down again just to make sure you're safe. So let's go ahead and try again.
Much better.
This looks like it fits a lot better. Okay, let's face the camera for a second. You see the difference? And this is not, he's not going anywhere.
How's that feel, Bladen?
Great.
Great.
Bye.
Now you can see what it looks like when we have properly fitted PFDs and we get to finally get in the water and have some fun. However, just because they have on PFDs is no substitute for good supervision from an adult.
You don't only want to wear a life jacket in the pool, you actually want to make sure that your life jacket, or PFD as we like to call it, is on well before you're even within the water's edge. Usually for adults we say within 10 feet. For children I would put it as far as 50 feet because you could turn around for a second and they're going to be sprinting for that water source. So you want to make sure that your children are always being supervised when you're near a water source and that they have a PFD on before they're anywhere close to the edge of the water. But so that's it. I'm Firefighter Crystal with Tega Cay Fire Department.
I'm Matt Hunt with Camp Canaan.
And we're really glad that you guys watched our video today. We hope that we could teach you some great safety tips, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.